Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the MattCast podcast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host, Matty Heavy.
I don't need these anymore. I guess we kind of sort of do, but I already know it. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we'll just see it up on screen and read it.
yeah.
Um, well,
I don't need it. I already know
yeah.
what he's gonna say.
But so sorry for the late upload on this one. We were kind of got
I mean, not it's just a day
like
late,
day late, but
but before we were like weeks behind.
yeah,
I think you're fine.
I still, we both kind of. I've been working out of town and having to drive back, and yeah, we just had a rough week at work this week.
Mm,
But so this weekend, I wanted to ask you first,
mm.
thoughts and opinions on the Cyclones game, just being there in the crowd and everything like that.
So I'll start. I'll start way back.
Okay.
Ames is not your typical college town.
No.
I think what they need, and I think they have the area to do it. I don't know if it's in the plans or whatever.
Mhm.
They need like a college. You know how there's like like the football town, like the
Yeah.
baseball village. They need something like that in
Yeah.
that area.
So the
Those
giant.
buildings are fucking old and honestly
Yeah.
ugly looking. They're
Yes.
old and just gray.
Yeah.
Um, like good parking, like that's really nice. And that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah.
the with the empty fields and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, it
So
has its potential.
that empty field in
Yeah,
between Hilton Coliseum
yeah.
and Jack Trice is actually going to be like the college station area.
The only thing it's not super big.
There is going to be like a huge complex that connects to both
Yeah, no,
areas.
I get
Yeah.
it. I hope they kind of expand it a little bit just
Yeah.
because it's not super big.
Yeah.
Um,
But you know that field that I'm talking about,
I
though?
know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's what I'm saying. It's just not the biggest in the
Yeah.
world unless they really expanded it like really far out that
Mhm.
way. Um, Tailgate culture, like it was fun hanging out with your family.
Yeah.
But just kind of bouncing around to like kind of the other tailgates and seeing them,
Mhm.
it it really felt like this all sounds really harsh, and I don't want you to
Yeah.
think so. And I'm just giving you my fair, and then I'll finish it off. It really felt like they heard the idea of tailgating,
Yeah.
and they're like, "That sounds fun. I want to do that."
Yeah.
Um, Now this is coming from the college experience that I'm used to. The
At
Huskers
the Huskers, yeah.
it is a different animal. It's a
Yes.
different
It
beast.
definitely is.
I like they have this really amazing, but I can also see potentially dumb um what's the word I'm looking for? Park pass system with the
Yeah.
fast lane.
Yeah.
All you have to go is go into a tent, scan your tickets beforehand, and then they give you
Mhm.
this little red wristband.
Yeah.
No metal detectors, no security. You just show them your wristband, you walk right in.
Yeah.
We snuck in a horrendous amount of booze.
Yes. You
Like
did.
it wasn't even slick. Like
No.
you could see the outline. It looked like we had six packs, but
Yeah.
someone turned it 90
Yeah.
degrees and it was lined up like that.
I legit was rocking 6 beers in my hoodie.
Yeah, I had four and a couple shooters
Yeah.
and yeah, like
And, yeah, it was
um
I was drinking mind you, we
yeah,
did not eat
no.
except for breakfast.
Yeah.
So we recorded our field goal kicking and
Yeah, we
everything
did the
like that,
remote. Yeah.
which should come out for episode 69.
What episode are we on right now?
It should be on, like, 54.
So it probably won't be out until like
Yeah.
later next year.
Probably no, not later next year. It'll be, like, February-ish.
So next year,
Not later next year.
but
Yeah.
later, next year.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so, like, we only had breakfast and then, like, some
Which for
snacks.
me, my breakfast was different than your breakfast
I
by
had
a decent margin.
Yeah, I
Go
had
ahead.
3 Egg McMuffins.
I had one bacon or sausage egg
Yeah,
McMuffin or whatever
yeah,
the
and,
biscuit
like,
or
I
whatever.
was sitting there like, I know we'll probably not get lunch and we won't eat until much later.
Which honestly, yeah, fuck you for that.
S
No, honestly, fuck you for that.
I
No,
agree.
don't even start. We were at Hy-Vee getting booze, and I keep asking Matt, and we were both on the same page of we want to get lunch.
Yes.
Well, we roll in like 3:30.
Yeah,
We roll in town 3:30.
yeah,
I'm looking at local spots to get some food. And it's not like I'm gonna be there for 3 hours or nothing.
Yeah.
We went to Hy-Vee, and then your aunt calls, who's a
Yeah.
very nice lady,
Yeah.
shout out Aunt Fran, and
They pretty much tell us the fast pass stuff is gonna end in, like, the next hour.
right,
And
which, like
and so I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, "Fuck."
so he's like, "We need to get there sooner rather than later." We go and do the fast pass, but we sit and don't eat at their tailgate, like, and they had food. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
A, it was not enough food for the 4 of us.
Yes.
Definitely not.
I also just didn't eat because, like, I'd rather you guys eat more because
No one else ate, but I had 1,
you guys
and
should have eaten. Like, there was a food, and then at the other,
well, so I got some at the stadium,
yeah,
which when I saw, like, here's the thing, um, it was tailgate food.
yeah,
It was
yeah, eh,
not a lot,
yeah,
but it was good enough to get me from
yeah,
the remote to the stadium,
yeah,
while drinking, and, like, basically I got drunk super quick,
yeah,
which was nice because I did my usual. I drink a lot pretty quick,
mhm,
and then I just kind of taper off.
yeah,
I'll have like 3 beers and a couple shots within an
yeah,
hour, and then the next couple hours it's just like 2
yeah,
beers and a shot or whatever.
yeah.
So that was nice.
I stayed consistent with mine. That was my thing.
Yeah,
I knew I needed to
yeah.
stay consistent,
hmm
and I can't be drinking a lot of liquor. But then those people behind us that were also from Nebraska,
Well, I mean, yeah. So
yeah,
the tailgate, it was all fine. We got to watch a Husker game. Disappointing result.
we'll talk about
The
that one a little bit later.
money
Yeah,
line didn't hit. So no new mics right away, but it's
yep,
fine. Um, we go to the stadium. I don't think there's too many. I can't really think of any. There's probably some out there. I'm not a autisto person with
mhm,
NFL or college football stadiums that have a berm,
yeah,
2 different berms.
mhm,
And you said that it was longer before. It
yeah.
used to go deeper.
Yeah, it used to come out pretty much to
That
where
is
we were sitting.
insane to
Yeah,
me that it used to be bigger. I
yeah,
was looking at it, I was like, "That's a pretty decent amount," like,
yeah.
what you probably charge that, like,
It was like
18 bucks?
12 bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, for those
some
ones.
really cheap.
Yeah, it's mostly for those people with families
Yeah,
to let their kids run around.
yeah. Now I'll tell you, for atmosphere, the fans, honestly, your guys' fans suck. Like,
Really?
they suck.
Okay.
Dude, you couldn't dude, I was talking about this. You could not have a fun conversation
Mhm.
with anybody there except for the people that were Nebraska fans behind us.
Yeah,
Do you agree? Like, the people
yeah,
that we talked to,
yeah,
and even when we were walking back,
yeah.
the band kids we bumped into, the
Mhm.
kid on the scooter that
Yeah,
worked for they just were just the most, like, "Why are you talking to
yeah.
me?" people I've ever met in my life.
To on their point, did they look like the most college sports fans
You would still
in
think
your
that, like, after a win and, like, just you would still try to have fun with
yeah,
people. They wouldn't even take a free beer from you.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're
A
in
free
college,
local beer,
a
and you're
free
like,
local beer.
"Nah, man, I'm cool. Don't need this
Yeah.
beer." Um, other than that,
Even not even just local, we also offer them Coors Light too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We were
Like,
just
"We
trying
don't
to
wanna
talk to
carry
them.
this.
Yeah,
Go have fun in your college dorm."
yeah. Um, but I mean, overall, the game
Yeah.
was fun. We had great seats
Yes.
for pretty, like,
48
decent.
bucks
Yeah,
per yeah,
not bad. Um, I mean, we were kind of close to the Cincinnati, like,
area.
yeah,
Yeah, they're just
area, so
behind
that they would
us.
kind of chirp at us.
Yeah, and then I'd flip them off.
And then they would, like, very dude, they were gone.
Yeah,
Like, I looked up at the 3rd or the 4th, I think it was the 4th is, like, kinda in the beginning of the
yeah,
4th is when they really started peeling it together. I, like, looked up and they were gone,
yeah.
and I was like, "Damn."
They were in one small section.
Yeah.
There's like they did not travel well.
The other thing, I don't know if this is, at least from what I saw, do they just have, like, that one big entrance, and then you just
They
kinda
so
split
they have
into the
smaller ones too all around the
okay.
stadium.
I was gonna say,
That's
I
just
kinda liked that they only had that one. It's, like, a
yeah,
pretty big one, and I
yeah,
mean, like,
it's
there's a lot of people. I
yeah,
mean, it's not like a super packed stadium.
yeah.
Um,
So
I think just being spoiled from a Huskers fan. I mean,
yes,
your seats weren't filled in all the way. They weren't super loud. You guys don't have any fun like chant things.
yeah,
Even like the ones that we were doing with the band were
mhm,
go Cyclones.
yeah,
Not even like you and me were the loudest people doing
yeah,
it, and we were both drunk.
yeah.
And I'm not even a Cyclones fan.
We also had the people behind us, they're pretty loud too.
Husker fans behind
Yeah,
us. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but,
So
like, they were also just as drunk as us though
yeah,
too.
and
Yeah,
honestly, shout out to them because
yeah,
they were just going like,
they
y'all
were
want fireball shooters? And I was
they
like,
had, like, a 20 pack, and
yeah.
they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey."
They must have also had either that or the security does not give a
Yeah,
single fuck. They're like,
yeah,
I'm just here to get a couple more dollars off my tuition.
exactly.
So it's a great time. I'd go again.
We both lost our voices though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which a part of it was
we
I was sick and
yeah,
I got you guys sick.
yep,
But another part of it was yeah, just
we were just
screaming.
screaming.
And I mean like not super cold. I
No,
was pretty comfortable. I took off
yeah,
my sweatshirt for a
yeah,
while.
it was,
So
like, not bad, like, I just the lady, I gave
mhm.
her my extra lining,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
have a little bit more blubber to keep me warm, and
And
so I was
she's
just
like more like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Here, you need this more than I do. I
Mhm.
can survive with just my hoodie and the bib."
Mhm.
And yeah, I did, I felt fine, but also I
Nice.
was drinking enough to just keep me warm, to not feel the cold.
Damn, I honestly like now changing subjects. I kind of hate the fact that like I like they were saying it for episode 69,
Yeah,
but that is such a far distance away. You know what I mean?
so
It gives your girl time to edit and
yes,
whatnot.
and we can also review it too, and
Yeah.
then I was also thinking for you guys, a little sneak peek now.
Hmm.
We can shoot out little snippets
Oh
here and
sure.
there as like shorts or something like that,
Yeah.
just to kind of like build it up a little bit for the
If
7
you can see it
followers.
in you can see it in his shot, those were the cleats I worn,
Yeah.
and you can
Uh,
still see
uh,
the Goodwill sticker.
yeah. And we won't spoil anything else
No,
to it.
no,
But
it's a
yeah.
good time though.
Oh yeah, it was a great time. We also added in some other competitions too, just for like little shits and gigs.
Yeah, just while we were
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Just while we're there. And like we blew through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, we were
Which
there maybe
but
an hour,
yeah.
maybe.
And we blew through the kicking part in like
I wish we
13,
did that
14.
kind of longer because I was genuinely curious to see how far back I could go.
Yeah.
Because
Well
here's the
once
thing, I couldn't the oh okay
yeah.
yeah
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah all right, all right.
Yeah.
But good time.
Great time.
Shout out JP, dude. Like I
JP and
remember
intern Aaron.
no. Okay, yeah, for
Yeah.
the field. I'm talking about for the ride back home.
Oh,
Dude, because
yes.
I remember like getting to the car and just going like, I'm gonna stay up with them, make sure that
Yeah.
we hit a gas station, and then the next thing I know, I am out.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know again is we are back home.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You know what's the
damn,
last thing I remember?
3 hours of just by himself with like, I'm sure he didn't mind.
Yeah. You know what last thing I remember is taking the seatbelt cutter and cutting off my wristband.
Oh yeah.
That's about the last thing I remember, and handing it back and then just
Oh
getting comfortable and just
yeah. Dude, you made me mad because I was trying to sleep and my hand was on the armrest. You kicked twice. You kicked the fuck are your boots? You kick these muddy ass boots on my center console and on my arm like twice, and one of
yeah.
them was hard as fuck. And I was like, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, nah. And
I
Josh
don't
was like, calm down, like
I don't remember that
yeah,
just because, like, I just remember
like I need to get comfortable. I'm
yeah,
sleepy. Like
and just like, yeah.
that's why I was like I after a second I was like,
He's just drunk and tired. He's like, he's just drunk and tired, drunk and tired, drunk and tired, and
yeah.
then you're also
Hmm. It was literally like 2 seconds, and I was like, I'm
yeah,
good.
I'm
But
good.
that
But
part, I remember that part, and then, dude, when your girl's when your girl was like, "Oh, let's do some let's shotgun these," and she
yeah,
poked the
the
smallest,
tiniest
and she was
hole.
like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Did she use your cleat?
No, she used her teeth.
She used her teeth?
Yeah,
Okay.
she took a like she
Because
took
I
a
was sitting there like, I forgot if we still had the cleats in the car or not,
no, we
if
didn't.
she'd used the
No,
cleat,
yeah,
because that would've
she
been funny as
which I was
hell.
like when she bit into it, I was like,
And then I see yeah,
my
you
bad.
didn't say it loud.
Okay. I was like, "Oh, damn, girl, like, look at you go." And
Yeah.
then, like, she handed it to me. I was like, "The fuck am I supposed to do with this?" And then, like, you were like, "Oh, don't worry." And you like stuck in show your thumb for the camera. That beefy thing into that little so like now like you know how well
Here, I have an
you're
You have an empty right here.
But when you're doing like maybe not that size, you're kind of more. If this is the soda can itself, right?
Oh, we got Matt the artist out here.
Yeah. You kind of want I usually prefer the triangle, and you usually do it about that size, which is
Get a little bit closer for the. Yep. All right.
about the size of where your lips are gonna
Yeah.
be. Like that's you had it basically like this.
Bring it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Basically like this. So that like my lips are here and there's beer spilling all over the place. I was literally thinking like I probably had like a quarter of that beer before because like I would snap up and then it
Yeah.
was all of them. I don't know if you noticed, I took my sweatshirt off because I
Yeah.
had that much beer covering me. So that's why I was another point of being annoyed. I was like, I'm just cold and sticky now, motherfucker.
And if we get pulled over, I am reeking a beer.
Which, like, I'm not driving, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I can reek a booze. It's fine.
I
What are you
did
gonna get me for
I did.
riding while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding while intoxicated.
Mhm.
Now, see, I don't remember it being busted that wide open
Oh yeah.
from
I
my
wish
point
I
of
I
view
wish I took either a photo
of a before
or
and after.
I wish I kept it because
Yeah.
like yeah, straight up, it was like it was
How did I
deep.
not cut up my thumb?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was deep.
remember like opening it up for you and then just handing it to you.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Well, I
looking
think
at
what you
it.
were trying to do is you were trying to like curl it in, but instead of because here's the thing too with those cans, it's not like a traditional beer can
Yeah.
that it had like some good like kind of give to it.
Yeah.
It was pretty flimsy,
Yeah.
but like yeah, as soon as you went like this, and I think you try to like curl it in
Yeah.
to like tuck in the metal, which that's a pretty good strat when you're
Mhm.
doing like a shotgun. I think when you did that, it just made like a straight cut.
Just
Yeah,
ripped it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "You're spilling beer everywhere." I was like, "Well, damn it! I was gonna say it twice."
God damn it. Now I have to
Yeah,
edit.
yeah, you gotta edit twice. Time 7:12.
And it's
Um,
17 minutes
I
and
know
15
it's
seconds. Yeah.
7:12. Um,
I appreciate the
yeah.
effort though.
I
Yeah,
lost
I
my train
I
of thought.
enjoyed it. It was a
Yeah,
great time.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind going to like different college games.
Me too.
Okay. The only thing I guess that our ride got mad about. Do you remember when we're walking back to the car, there was a white truck with like dudes in it, just like taunting people along the
Oh
streets?
yeah.
Yeah, apparently he didn't like that we were talking back to him. And I guess
Really?
because I guess on the corner of where we were talking shit, there was like three state troopers right there. And he was like,
Oh, yeah.
Also, Iowa State troopers, your vehicles,
Dog shit.
dog shit.
Yeah.
Literally just like a white, like
Yeah.
Durango with a
With a
fucking
fucking
shield.
little shield on it.
Like,
Yeah.
man, that's weak.
Yeah. But I had a great time.
Oh, another shout out for that area. The GameStop with the Halo
Oh,
3
with
mint
the
condition. Dude,
original mint
I
condition.
wish we got either a photo of us
Yeah.
next to it or just like a photo of it. Cause
So
that shit, dude, there was no like sun
yeah.
bleaching that was like super bad. Like it looked
Well,
pretty
and I
good.
think that's because it's on the west side of the building, so it doesn't get hit with
Yeah,
the
and if
sun.
I remember right, it's not in the alley, but there's like another building like
Yeah.
kind of right
Yeah.
across from it. But yeah,
And it was a taller building to help block the
yeah.
sun. So it's just like, yeah, it is in mint condition, old school Halo 3 release
Mm-hmm.
of the Master Chief with the ring in the background.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Damn, I'm
yeah,
thinking
it took
about
me
that.
back to childhood
Next time
seeing
we're
it.
there,
Yeah.
dude. Next because we're
Because
talking about when we're going to go.
I kind of want to look and see what the Hilton, like Iowa State basketball game tickets are going to be like, if they're already sold out, if there's any resellers.
We can try. And that's the thing with resellers.
Yeah.
It's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if it's going to be more expensive, it'll just be like a me and you trip, and we'll have to
Sure.
get an Airbnb and just Uber from the Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we're probably going to be drinking. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Hear that? Just some college dudes that were like, "Hey, man,
It's just like, hey, can
I'll buy you beer. Just let me stay at your doors."
It's just like, you're under 21, right? All right, cool. I'll buy you a beer if you like.
No, you're over 21.
You're over 21 if the cops ask, but I'll buy you beer. This is legally a joke.
You're looking like you need some beer. Word. It didn't come out all the way. I gotta. Oh. I'm sorry.
all over my
I'm sorry.
headphones. Looking up the beer.
Dude, it's just. Oh man, you were pissed at the boner.
All right, so we have a would you rather that we found on our Instagram memes, and we both sent it to each other without realizing it. Like we both sent the same video twice, which if you're here this far still, um, make sure to check out our live streams before every episode. Next week it will be like a couple days before our episode. Um, because we have a
I think it's
special
the
guest.
carbonation. I think that's what's
Yeah.
like helping it. So for the MattCast with the special guest, that's going to count for one too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I figured we could stream the memes on Wednesday
Well,
and then record our picks and then just cut it right there and then our special guest comes.
well, you're talking about doing like a legit episode with them.
Yeah.
Like do that whole legit thing. Do your pick.
Yeah. But
and
I
then
just
would
wanted to get
tell
our
you-
picks.
Well, I'll just tell you. I'll just write mine down,
Okay.
and then you can just read them.
Okay.
And then you just won't open it, and then you'll just
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it sealed.
Yeah.
All right.
So do that so like you guys get the full experience
Okay.
together.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you most likely will end up working because of
I
Black
will
Friday.
100% be working.
Okay. But yeah, we have a would you rather from our memes that are going to be on the live streams. But we'll at least do our due diligence and watch the memes on Wednesday on a live stream for you guys, the consistent 1 or 2 live stream viewers.
Mm.
But yeah, let's get. You guys will just hear the audio. We're not going to show it
I
up.
wish. I just realized that no camera caught that.
Yeah.
Maybe mine got like because I was
A
holding it
little
right
bit,
here.
yeah.
Maybe, but they didn't see the straight piss
Yeah.
missile that came out. All right, let's do this.
This would you rather is going to tear your group chat in half. And to be honest, both options are terrible. Option number 1. You need to take a spinning back kick from John Jones, blindfolded, and you cannot defend yourself. Number 1, you're blindfolded so you don't know when it's coming. Number 2, you can't defend yourself, so it hurts more. Now for a little context here for people who didn't watch UFC 309, John Jones did this to Stipe Miocic, one of the greatest heavy
Yep.
Well, I was
Got
fine
hit with
it.
our
Yeah,
infamous buffer.
I was fine with it. Not
weight fighters of all time.
Yeah.
And ruined him. The spinning back kick was what ended the fight, and Stipe was in severe pain. You could see it. And now we have option number 2. You are playing the slot in an NFL game, and you have to run a slant, which is a very obvious hospital pass, with Ray Lewis coming over the middle. And let me specify this so you guys don't find any loopholes. This is prime Ray Lewis, not Ray Lewis right now. But the caveat here is that you have to be wearing this while you try to catch this hospital pass, and Ray Lewis is coming for your throat. Now, obviously, both of these options are horrible. John Jones could completely ruin your internal organs, and Ray Lewis could disfigure your face and will...
All right, but yeah. So that's the premise of it.
To me, this is a very easy option.
I am taking John Jones.
You're dumb.
I'm not going up against prime Ray Lewis in that leather fucking pads.
Okay, I get that. You got to think too. There's some physics coming down. When you see those really hard hits, it's because you have a prime athlete, wide receiver, running as fast as he can.
Yeah.
You think you're hitting the same 40 times as any of those guys? You're going to be going a little slower. So like to them, for us, it's going to be mostly Ray Lewis hitting us. And the thing is with that, it's going to kind of disperse around your whole body.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, though, is that like
straight spinning back kick to your kidney or liver or wherever, you're going to be pissing blood for like at least a week.
Yeah, I'd rather take that than a fucking become a vegetable because prime Ray Lewis
you can take
knocked me out with a.
I need to pick it up. My hands are wet. Oh.
Yeah, they are. But like he's hitting people with pads on and knocking them out in open field.
That's fine. Honestly, I would.
And like all I'm thinking is that like Ray Lewis is gonna see me running slow as shit over the middle, like a fucking spitball in baseball right down the middle, and you're fucking Babe Ruth.
Dude, I would 100% rather take Ray Lewis any time.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And it's just like I'm not in a leather uniform. If it was regular pads, yes, I'm taking Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's
even with the leather, I mean, at least I got, as long as the hedge, okay, as long as I get a mouthpiece, because that's the thing, I would hate to like bite my tongue in half
Yeah.
after I fucking like
Yeah.
in the fucking.
No, that's old school uniforms. They didn't have mouthpieces.
Well, I won't ask like, hey, can I get a
Yeah.
mouthpiece? Like,
And they're gonna be there. No.
if
Did
they
they
say
have to wear it back
if,
then?
if they say no, then I'll still take it. 'Cause
You'll still take it?
I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. You're just sitting there like with your tongue and like. Mm-hmm.
The thing is, here's the thing: I want to pick the quarterback because I want to say like I caught a ball
Yeah.
from, and then I got smoked by
Ray Lewis.
Yeah,
But do you think you're really gonna hold on to the ball after getting smoked by Ray Lewis? I don't even think I could hold on to the ball.
yeah, I can hold on to it.
You think you can?
I think I can.
You think you can?
I think I can. A lot of this is like
It's a lot of what
like
ifs.
self. What do they call that? Self
Confidence.
believing.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Is probably the word. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
You're gaslighting yourself into believing.
Yeah, like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather take the John Jones kick
that's fine. You can do that.
to the abdomen than Ray Lewis in his prime.
That's fine.
No pads. I'm just like that.
So you're fine. You're fine with pissing blood for a week, having 3 broken ribs, like kidney damage. Like, because
I'm not taking any more damage to my head.
You're gonna have to go and get like surgery to go get that cleaned up.
I've already had enough concussions. I don't want one from Ray Lewis. All right.
I've had a decent amount of concussions too. I'd rather take it from fucking Ray Lewis than
Trust me, like I was sitting there, and when they said like, "All right, taking on Prime Ray Lewis," I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm wearing pads too." And then they showed me that uniform, like, fuck no.
Yeah,
that shit's like wearing Carhartt like protective shit, and then getting hit by a freight train.
Yeah, not exactly fair, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah, hook me up with Ray Lewis.
And like, I'm willing to do both, but not one after another.
Oh, fucking no! If you had to do that, what would you want to go and do first?
Concussion first, then ribs.
Yeah, because then it's like, all right, I'm not gonna remember this.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. It's just like knocked out. I'm sitting there,
and then you just
on the field, and they're like, they pick me up. Someone's holding me. Or like they have straps, and like my body's still like seized up from getting knocked out. John Jones comes out on the field.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, cool. I'm in the hospital. There's surgery, CT scan. I'm just
like
still locked in.
How much nitrous did you give him? None, actually.
No.
Not even a little.
He's
like,
still dead.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah. So where does he want to get buried at? So okay, I guess I'm
writing up my will before that. We're just like, all right. Yeah. I see both sides of it though, and that's why I'm saying like, I get it on both, but like I know what my head's already been through. I'm not risking CTE against that. I'd rather risk my ribs and internal, organs. I'm so lost on what's next. Oh yeah, it'd be just college sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about Iowa State. They, they took care of business versus Cincinnati.
Won. It was what, fucking 37.
Here's what I'll say. We showed a meme earlier where they're talking about them going and doing the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
No.
They have
no.
So
they need a lot of help.
So there is one thing that I looked at when
they need a lot of help to get in.
So ASU got put third over Iowa State in
because
Big 12.
They beat not BYU. Who they beat? Not Kent State.
They didn't beat Colorado.
They definitely didn't beat Colorado. Is it BYU? Well, I guess we'll see in a minute. Because BYU should be ranked. You're this week. We need to go back up.
Yeah. Oregon beat Wisconsin 16.
Oh, BYU lost to Kansas. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
BYU is still number 1 in the Big 12. Ohio State beat Northwestern 31-7. Texas beat Arkansas 20-10. Penn State beat Purdue.
For Purdue.
49-10. Kansas beat BYU 17-13.
I'm bummed that Georgia beat Tennessee, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Georgia beat Tennessee 31-17.
Yeah.
Kind of a blowout. Being
second
honest
half
about it.
blowout, yeah, man.
Yeah. Notre Dame beat Virginia 35-14. Alabama beat Mercer. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, who'd have thunk?
Mercer did score a touchdown. All right.
Yeah, shout out Mercer.
Shout out Mercer. They beat
They scored on Alabama. Oh, they did beat Kansas State, Arizona State. Sorry, I'm looking
Okay.
ahead.
Boise State beat San Jose State 42-21.
Yep.
SMU beat Boston College 38-28. A&M beat New Mexico State
Again,
38-3.
who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
Arizona State beat Kansas State.
Yep.
So
24-14.
which sneaky. I think
Sneaky.
no one was talking about them, and they just
Yeah.
we're here.
Utah beat
Nope.
lost to Colorado 49-24.
Yeah.
New Mexico beat
Upset.
Washington State 38-35.
Upset.
Stanford beat Louisville 38-35.
Yeah.
Another upset.
Yeah.
Because Stanford's
Dude,
3-7.
For Louisville, anytime they get a number next to their name, they lose and they're just right back. I think they're out of the rankings again.
Yeah.
Either that or they're 24 or 25.
Clemson beat Pittsburgh 24-20.
Yep.
Which Pittsburgh had a late comeback.
Yeah.
13 points, which I think they missed probably a 2-point conversion, and they were trying to go for an onside kick. If that's my
Either that or a touchdown and 2 field goals.
Yeah. South Carolina beat Mizzou 34-30. LSU lost to Florida 27-16.
That was yeah.
Yeah. And then
Tulane
Tulane
beat the
dog shit out of
Yeah.
Navy 35-0.
Yeah. Poor Navy. We were talking about y'all. Or was it was it Air Force or is it Navy? It's Navy.
Navy and Army.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And that's but like the Army, they're still undefeated.
For the Big 12, and just it was 34-17. So I was kind of close.
Yeah.
I said 38.
The thing that I was saying is, and I mean, I know, second half team Iowa State. They scored in the first quarter.
On the first or second drive?
Not the first drive.
It was probably the second or third then.
Yeah,
I remember it was
second or third. Yeah, I mean
it wasn't their first go at it, but yeah.
I mean, Beck looked good.
Yeah. No interceptions. Threw the ball 24 for 33.
And they had I know they did one fourth down conversion.
Yeah.
The sneak. I don't think they did more than that, right? Just the one.
Just the one sneak.
I honestly thought they would have a little bit more of a lead at half than being tied with them. But I mean,
and I was sitting
there.
Back,
they just when they came out, they just
On the inside of my drunk self, I was nervous, but on the outside, I'm sitting like, nah, man, like we're still good.
I wasn't nervous. I was just sitting there like, what are they like? They need to just they need to score here more.
But our defense did show back up, like they have been. Like other than the last 2 weeks before this, they looked like early season Iowa State defense. Which I don't know if it's just because it's Cincinnati or they got their fucking shit together. I don't know which one it is, but yeah. And maybe it's what they needed going into the next week. And we watched a little bit of.
Actually, they had it on the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was good to watch the game. Yeah. It was a competitive game.
Nebraska ended up losing.
Yeah.
28-20.
Yeah.
Which bullshit fucking no call
for the last play it was the last play of the game or before the kneel, but
it was the last possession of the Huskers.
And I mean, here's the thing, what I'm gonna say.
You shouldn't be in position.
They should not have been in that position in the first place. And I said it when they're doing the drive. Is this team is just showing us a lot that when it comes time to those clutch moments, when you need to do, that X factor moment to get that last thing, they just haven't shown it all year.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's you get a rookie quarterback,
and you have a young team too.
Yeah, I mean, in the second year of Matt Rule, I mean, new OC. That was his first game, which I was giving him a little bit more credit than I maybe not that I should have, but like I was putting a little more eggs in his basket than I should have.
I'm damn near half tempted to say by the time Raiola hits his senior year, I'd expect a championship.
I don't want to say championship. Definitely playoff.
Yeah.
Definitely a playoff
So
team.
yeah, this is my extreme
Yeah.
prediction. By Raiola's senior year,
Junior
I want
year, I want to finish top
hit the playoffs,
15.
maybe lose in the first round. Yeah.
Still have that kind of
But
disappointment. But I think as long as we retain a lot of the people that
Yeah.
we had transfer in,
and I think you will because
I'm just worried that if we lose out and we don't get a bowl game, dude,
Yeah.
we were in such a great like for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we were
Yeah.
one game away
Yeah.
to just securing a bowl game, and now we have two more chances.
Yep.
2 more chances to get
I
one
think
fucking bowl
Iowa
game.
you have a great chance against.
So even versus Wisconsin, we have a
Yeah.
good chance. I mean, we have a chance against
Yeah.
both. It's just, can we do it? Can we perform? I think we can win out.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have them be positive
Yeah.
for in a while. And I think they're gonna
But
kind of look at it and there's like, all right, we did a lot of stuff great this year,
Yeah.
and we did a lot of things that are bad this year.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think the committee will also see you guys too and be like, all right, they kept it competitive with a lot of games and against a lot of teams.
I don't think next year we'll start out ranked.
I don't think so either, but I'm
But
saying
if
for
we have
like
another
the bowl game committee.
Oh
So you
yeah,
might
yeah,
you
yeah,
might get
yeah.
a better bowl game.
I hope. I
Yeah.
hope we have a good, fun matchup with
Yeah.
somebody. Um,
Yeah.
it won't be for really
Yeah.
much, but it'll just be fun.
Yeah, but at least you guys got a bowl game, which you guys
We
you
haven't
guys had a
had
drought
we
since
haven't
like
it was
2012,
7
2013.
year
Yeah.
drought. So the longest in college football
Yeah.
as a big school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much that I really want to talk
Yeah.
about it with. It's fine.
But I mean,
It's fine. I said it's fine.
so going in the top 25. Oh shit! I just clicked on an ad. I hope it doesn't. All right, so going to the next week's top 25, we got UNLV against San Jose State, Indiana against Ohio State. Should be a fantastic game to watch on
Yeah,
Saturday.
no, I'm mad that I'm working.
Wake Forest versus Miami.
Who do you have in that? Indiana or Ohio State?
I want to say Indiana.
I think Indiana got
I
it.
think Indiana being ranked 5th is criminal.
And I mean, if you look what Indiana did to Nebraska and what
Yeah.
Ohio barely squeaked by versus
Yeah.
Nebraska, if Indiana
That is
shows
just a
up,
prime example of like,
and it's gonna be in Columbus too.
yeah,
I hope they don't storm the field.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's been storming the field.
mhm.
I think Indiana can do it.
I think
And it's
Indiana
gonna be
can do it.
Indiana and Oregon in
Yeah.
the Big Ten championship.
I think so too.
So
I genuinely think that as well.
yeah,
Um,
Wake Forest versus Miami.
should be a win for Miami, but every time we say Miami should win,
No, we say they
Or no.
lose. Every time we say they lose, they win. And
Yeah.
then the one time we're like, nah, that should be an easy dub.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, and then upset.
Yeah.
The big upset.
Ole Miss against Florida.
I know
SC
Florida just had like a big upset win versus,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Do you think
see
they
them.
can?
I don't see them.
But against a much weaker Ole Miss team.
No, I think Ole Miss was consistently ranked above LSU.
Okay.
So I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
I don't even know if LSU is ranked
Anymore.
No, they're still ranked. I just don't know if they're in the. They might.
They're
be
probably
like
in the 20s.
20s.
Yeah, we'll see as we go through.
Yeah.
SMU versus Virginia, which Virginia has been on and off on surprising us
But
throughout the
the
season.
thing is, when you're looking at like conference games, SMU is 6-0. They're taking care of
Yeah.
business. I would love to sit here as a former, person who lives in Virginia to go
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, they're gonna. But
Yeah,
nah,
no.
SMU is probably gonna.
Illinois against Rutgers. I want to
Where is SMU?
South Missouri
University.
or University or that or it's St. Mary's University. It's one of the two.
I don't know if it's St. Mary's which I mean, fair with the
Or
abbreviation.
St.
but
Mark's or something like that. Like, does it even say?
If you do like a click a game where they're at home, to do versus, and then you scroll down, it should say where. Should have like the stadium information if you go like to the very bottom.
Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
So
unless they were doing like a little. fuck does SMU stand for then?
All right, yeah, Google it, Jamie. Even though
You
we don't
have
have an
a-
actual Jamie,
Yeah, you are actually the Jamie.
but I'm actually a talking host on the podcast.
Jamie also talks.
Yeah, but not all the time.
No,
He's
not
not
all the
like the
time.
guest in, Joe Rogan.
No, correct.
But well, he's
Southern Methodist University
okay. So religious themed, but
in Dallas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rutgers versus Illinois, which Illinois.
Yeah.
But
Even though
again,
Rutgers has
Rutgers
been
is one of those
staying
teams where it's like
competitive,
they've
yeah.
stayed competitive.
And that's Illinois. They looked really sharp in their first
Yeah.
5, and then they were like 5-0.
Yeah,
And then after that,
they
it was
had
kinda,
like 2 losses in a row.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massachusetts against Georgia.
Go Mass.
Yeah, they're 2-8 against an 8-2 team.
Hockey school.
Yeah. Now come hockey season, you
Yeah.
bet fucking
Yeah.
UMass
Come
is
down
gonna-
here, Georgia. Fucking
Come on down,
bro.
fuck with us, dog. UTEP against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Wow.
um,
After Tennessee lost, they really didn't go that far.
No.
Huh.
Kentucky against Texas.
Kentucky has shown flashes.
They have.
But I don't think so.
I don't think against Texas, but if it was any other SEC team,
And if it was not in Texas,
yeah. I think if it was in Kentucky,
yeah,
it would
Now-
be a much different opinion for us.
dude, if this was a betting podcast and I would 100% bet Minnesota versus Penn State. I'd bet money line on Minnesota.
Oh yeah?
I think some of the losses they've had this year doesn't
Minus
truly,
Michigan.
That's
Yeah.
that's like the big example that I
Yeah.
have is I think that Minnesota could potentially upset Penn State.
Oh yeah. Like
Big Ten ball.
if you're watching this shit, like our 7 viewers,
Mhm.
there's a good chance the Penn State Minnesota game
Is
is
a banger.
a banger.
Yeah,
A chance. Now
there's a chance. Yeah, but like
I'm sitting here, might
Next
sit at
week,
home.
next week, 69-0
Yeah.
final, Penn State. And we're just like, damn.
Well, it'll be me and our special guest. Fucking
Yeah, that's
sitting there
true.
like,
Yeah, you're like, Matty Heavy said some
yeah.
interesting words.
But at
last
least
week.
we're self-aware.
Yeah.
All right. We're not like some of these other sports podcasts that just do like, nah, dog, it's a
It's
yeah,
fluke game.
yeah, this is a
Now.
lock. And then the next week they have to sit there and be like,
This next game big for Big 12.
yes, BYU against Arizona State.
BYU just came on the scene of
Yep.
being a ranked team.
No, Arizona State did.
Sorry,
BYU's been there.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I meant Arizona State. I'm so sorry. I was looking at BYU
Yeah.
when I said it. But
So
do you think
when I was looking at the standings for the Big 12,
Mhm.
Iowa State beats Arizona State in literally everything, like points allowed, yards allowed, everything. But yet they're higher than
wait. So when you all right, so wait.
like
So
points scored and versus points allowed.
sorry, when you said they beat them in points allowed, I was like,
Yeah.
are you saying that they
No,
have
they
more points scored
They have
against
like
them?
190
Yeah.
something,
And
while ASU has like 250 or some shit like that.
sure.
Well, Iowa State beats them in points scored, but they also beat them in yards allowed.
Yeah,
and
but
like
that's just stats, man.
but I'm just saying, like the committee is looking at that shit along with who they beat and lost.
I think they're more looking at who they beat and
Yeah.
who they lost to. I don't think they're looking at like, well, how many yards
Well,
per game did they get?
I'm talking about like the Big 12 committee.
how many third down conversions did they convert?
I'm not talking about that. I'm just like points allowed and scored
sure,
and stuff like that.
same thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they're looking at it that deeply.
Mhm.
I mean, let's take a look at who Arizona State, excuse me, at Tempe. We were there.
Yeah. So they beat Wyoming.
Okay. Mississippi State,
Yep.
Texas State
Yep. Lost to Texas Tech.
beat Kansas, who's honestly on a run right now,
Yes.
fucking taking out.
But they
like,
started
your guys's-
dog shit.
Yeah, they did start
Yeah.
dog shit, but now they're kind of going.
Yeah.
They're the Grim Reaper right now.
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose.
Utah,
who
yep.
was ranked,
and Iowa State is playing Utah this week.
yeah, lost to
Um,
Cincinnati,
Yes.
which is crazy, but beat Oklahoma State, beat UCF,
and
beat
beat
Kansas State.
Yeah.
Now let's look at who Iowa State. I mean, you can just go to the right there.
Oh yeah, you're right. So North Dakota, Iowa,
So
Arkansas.
the only ranked team that they beat was Iowa, which is really early in the
Yeah.
season. And then since then, I mean, like Arkansas State,
Yeah.
Houston, I mean Baylor and West Virginia and UCF, but then you drop 2 straight,
Yeah.
and then you
I think the
finally get
dropping 2 straight is what
really
fucked us
killed
on.
us.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. That's
Now,
really, especially to Kansas too.
yeah.
Who was like when they beat you guys, they were still kind of like
They were
oh,
edging their
like,
way to.
no, it wasn't even that. It was when they beat you guys. I think that's when they were like, oh shit, this is when Kansas is kind of making their run.
That's
Of just
that's what I'm saying.
killing.
Like
Yeah.
Kansas was edging on the verge of like being a good team.
But before that,
Yeah.
before your guys' game, they're like, nah, this is a fucking
everybody's
watch game. So yeah, and I think Arizona State's strength of schedule honestly plays into it, especially
Yeah.
their last. If you look at the last, I mean, look at the last
Yeah.
4 comparatively to your guys' last 4.
Mhm.
You have a 3-1 team versus going a 2-2 team.
Yeah.
That's why I think Arizona State is going to be ranked above Iowa State.
Yeah. I was looking more at like the stats, and I'm like, we both have the same record.
Yeah, you guys can. Yeah, you can look
And
at the
it's
stats.
like there's.
But you also got to look at like what's happening recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think in college football, I think it pays to lose early in the season than to lose late in the season.
I agree.
Yeah. And I'm new to this. I'm talking out my ass for a lot of it.
You're absolutely right on that. Like it's better to lose early in the season than just win out after that.
Yeah.
Like if you lose not your first game, but like usually that's your biggest tune-up game.
I think if Iowa State didn't drop back to back, you guys would still be ranked.
We'd be number 2 in the conference.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, we just have against Colorado.
But I was talking about being ranked, and you're like, we'd be number 2. I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
No.
In the conference, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be probably 15, hovering around 15.
So what are you looking at with Arizona State? Do you want
So
Arizona?
I need BYU to win.
You need BYU to win.
Yes. I need BYU to beat Arizona State, and I need Kansas to beat Colorado.
Dude, that. I would honestly, well, man, with just how Colorado's been playing.
Yeah. But I've also...
And there are teams that show that, what we were just talking about. Lose. I mean, you lost to Nebraska, and then you lost to Kansas State, and then since then...
Yeah.
They've been fucking going after people.
And I mean, so that's just like Kansas, though. They've been losing all game, and now they're on a hot streak.
Yeah.
Like, scorching hot.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking oven's turned up to 1,000, and they're ready to go.
So
I honestly think...
I know what you want. I know what... We just said what you want.
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen between the next 2 games that we just talked about?
So, close game.
For both? Or
like both. Either way.
BYU and Arizona State first.
BYU, Arizona State, I think BYU is going to win out. Like, 2... I want to say 2-score game, but I want to lean more towards 1.
So you think Arizona's kind of getting hot right now?
Yeah.
But
they're not ready to play against BYU.
Okay.
That's my thinking to it. When it comes to Colorado, Kansas,
Arizona right out the conventional oven, red hot, and then BYU's water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorado, Kansas, 3-point game.
Wow.
So 2 opinions. It's either going to be an absolute blowout or a 3-point game.
Which, I mean, if you're looking at the spread right there, that -3, they're saying the same thing. They're saying Colorado is projected to win by 3 points.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm just like, 3, and I don't even look at that. I was eye contact with you. Yeah. 3-point game. Just with how Kansas has been playing.
I'm new into the betting stuff. I could be wrong there too, but I think that's
with how Kansas has been playing in the last 3 games. Like even the game they lost.
Well, let's take just click on that game alone, and then we're clicking Kansas. So yeah,
so they
BYU
barely lost to K-State, their interstate rival.
And I think Houston they won. They're like, all right, we got that taste back of winning.
Yeah, and then
narrow loss, and then
beat Iowa State.
Yeah,
and then beat BYU. Yeah, I think going into this, they have a chance to win out here. Like.
Pretty on that game, I'm curious to see like the
against the Colorado.
Yeah, versus Colorado. So yeah, I mean,
damn near like 5.
And if you're looking at it's -140 plus 120, so it's damn near pick'ems.
Yeah,
for money line. So yeah, I don't think your projection's that off.
No. And like, let's look at like who they played.
And
Like
that's what I wanna
Colorado's played
see.
Utah, Texas
Texas
Tech,
Tech,
Cincinnati, Arizona, and then K State, which they lost to K State,
Yeah.
but and it was like a 4-point game, but like this was a 2-point game against
Mhm.
K State,
Mhm.
and like yeah, I'm pinching
Penny pinching.
yeah on the numbers on that, but like I think that's a little bit more respectable compared to a 4-point.
But if you look at when you look at them winning 34-7,
Yeah, but
34-23,
against
41-27,
Iowa State,
49-24, like those
Iowa
are
State
the
held Cincinnati
consistently.
to 17
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Yeah,
just a lot of they're scoring a lot of
yeah.
points.
But they're also letting the other teams score a lot of points
Yeah.
compared to other teams in the
Well,
Big 12.
for the last 3,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
They're letting the other team score a whole lot of points.
But they're
Com-
still almost doubling.
Yeah.
I mean, they
The
almost
only team is
well,
Arizona. Yeah.
they doubled Utah, they doubled Texas Tech, or they almost doubled them, excuse me.
Yeah.
You know, there's still a decent amount of margin. So
Yeah.
like they're probably
The-
okay with and I mean that's the thing. I mean, like Travis Hunter is talked about for being on offense and defense,
Yeah.
but no one's raving about the Colorado
Team.
defense.
Yeah.
They're
Other
raving
than
about
Travis
the team.
Hunter.
Yeah, other than Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And whichever one of the
Travis Hunter is expected to be the number one. No.
yeah, he's
Shador is now the number one because the Giants are looking to trade up to get Shador Sanders.
I don't think that's smart, but
Me neither. But like looking at BYU,
mhm.
they have Arizona State and Houston. So other than Arizona State, if they lose, so they have a little bit easier of a in-game schedule.
The thing is here, I mean, you can't afford to lose either of
No.
these games if you're BYU.
But I want to say
Just because of how
BYU.
close the Big 12 is.
I want to say BYU is more of a lock than Colorado. Colorado, ASU, and Iowa State. Anything can happen between those three.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to the top 3. It's wild to see, and I'm excited as an Iowa State fan. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
Let's look at Iowa State's.
We have Houston and then K-State. Or not Houston, Utah. Utah is this weekend.
Utah should be a win.
Yes.
K-State, I'm a little iffy on.
K-State, I'm a little
just quick analysis there.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Where'd we leave off at?
Colorado,
Citadel, Kansas. Yeah.
Citadel
against Clemson.
Hey,
Wolford
man,
against.
You're a veteran,
Yeah.
so you know you got to go with the Citadel.
Double salute,
Yeah.
like for the Citadel. All right.
I knew a guy that went to the Citadel.
I did too.
Yeah. Where he just graduated.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. If I can try to get him on the podcast, I might try to because like
mine is not the coolest dude. But,
really,
yeah.
he's a cool dude. I knew him when we were in Quantico, and dude, the guy was a big boy, and now he is fucking yoked.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to him about his like kind of like transition from being where he was to how he is now.
Yeah.
South Carolina, I'm assuming it's going to be Wolford.
No, dog.
Yeah. Look at that mascot.
Wolford's 5 and 6, dude.
What is that? A French bulldog?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a fierce versus the Gamecocks. Ew.
Hey, that French bulldog gonna come in there grunting and fucking. Missouri against Mississippi State.
Man, poor Army.
Yeah.
I want them to win this game.
I want them to win this game too.
I don't think it's gonna happen though.
So after we get done with this shit, I want to talk about the Army Navy game and their uniforms that just dropped.
Oh yeah, we can. I haven't seen them.
Boise State against Wyoming. Boise State.
Yeah.
I think
Gentry.
Boise State is criminally underrated at 12.
Yeah, I think their thing because didn't they lose relatively recently?
I thought they lost early in the season.
They lost to Oregon, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Only Oregon.
Well,
second game of the season.
I mean, look at who. Here's the thing. So they beat Washington State, which they were ranked, but not at the time when they beat them. But if you look at all the other teams that they beat, I mean,
but they're blowing them out.
They are blowing
minus
them out.
Nevada.
Yeah,
that's like the only one they didn't blow out.
And UNLV.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I missed
Let
that
fucking
one.
Utah say, God.
But
damn.
UNLV was ranked at the time.
But the thing is like, cool, you're blowing out these like bum ass schools. Like,
I
what I
think they
mean?
should be at least top 10. I'm not saying hot like
Okay,
super high in the top
hold on.
10.
Let's take a look at the other top.
I'm saying like 10, maybe 9.
I think you should save that until we get into the ranking because I don't want to argue that until I see the ranking and see
Okay.
if I think that any of those teams don't deserve to be
Yeah.
over Boise.
I also kind of want to hurry this up because I do need the P's.
I need a P too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alabama against Oklahoma, Bama. I do think Oklahoma has a chance since they're 5-5, but they're 1-5 of the SEC, so not the greatest
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
A&M against Auburn.
Yeah. Damn. No.
Yeah. And then Iowa State against Utah.
I didn't realize you got your rank back after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we walked the dog with Cincinnati, 37-17.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's fair, especially compared to like the other teams that have lost to Cincinnati
I mean, yeah.
that are also ranked.
All right, let's take a look at the ranking real quick, and then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll go into NFL.
Army Navy uniforms. Take a leak, or I'll take a leak while you talk about UFC.
I didn't watch the UFC though.
Did you watch the highlights?
I know about the highlights.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
We haven't even. Do you want to do the rankings or?
Nah.
Oh,
Just we're also 56 minutes in.
because you keep
Yeah.
Iowa State. I'm honestly, this is probably gonna be like a 2 minute segment, or not even 2 minutes, probably like 20 seconds, just like ooh ah. All right, bye. And
They
if you
honestly
want, if you
look.
want to talk about more about like about their units and
So the Army went with and I'll pull this up for the people. The Army went with the Battle of Bastogne, 101st Infantry or Airborne Division.
Mhm.
Battle of Bastogne with the white checkering up on the shoulder pads, with the 101st Airborne helmet fucking shit, with the Bastogne in honor of them, since it is going to be at the beginning of the Battle of the Bastogne,
Mhm.
is when the game's being played.
Oh yeah, click on this one. It looks like they're paying homage.
Yeah, and they have a street sign from Bastogne during the Battle of the Bulge, and the navies also look sick. It's the Jolly Rogers, which
Mhm.
also earned their name in World War II as well. That uniform also looks fucking dope as shit too.
Yeah, that one.
The Jolly Rogers earned their title in the fight in the Pacific. I forgot exactly their record. I could speak more on the armies. Battle of Bastogne, 101st Infantry Division, or the Battle of the Bulge. The German army broke through the enemy lines in the worst winter of the 20th century and held out with little to no ammo, food, cold weather gear, pretty much anything, and held out against the SS, for almost a month. I want to say General Patton broke through the lines on January 3rd in 45, and then came through, and then the 101st Airborne Division continued to fight on for probably another month after that to push the Germans back. That's the history I know about the Battle of Bastogne and the Army Navy. But I think these uniforms look absolutely amazing. Army and Navy always have great uniforms every year for their game. Like it, they just look beautiful. They're great homage to units throughout their branches, military or their history. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and they always look great. They always look sleek. I think I can only remember. I can't even remember, but I know there's been a couple um, throughout history that have been dog shit. The Army Navy game stands as a tradition unlike any other, a timeless rivalry. Nope. A timeless rivalry.
Here you go. There's a dispenser for in the bathroom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
my weapon won't fit, but you know,
Hey man, it's still gonna block the gases. It
all
comes,
right,
yeah.
yeah. That transcends sports. The iconic matchup dating back to 1890 is more than just a game. It's a celebration of service, sacrifice, and honor. As the only college football game on the calendar this week, it commands the nation's attention and exemplifies one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. In recent years, the Army Navy game has added a new layer of excitement with an introduction of special uniforms, turning the field into a showcase of history and pride. Each team unveils a unique design that pays tribute to their heritage, accomplishments, and military traditions. And then, yeah, they just kind of,
Shout out plagiarism because you didn't write any of that.
yeah.
Uni Swag.
But
Look at their website and blog.
if you want to take my seat and then I'll
Do the
put on-
rankings. Do the rankings. I want to do that. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Where are you going? It's right there.
Google.
No, just stop. What are you doing?
Oh, you just want to do it off of this?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Just
Oh, I see.
thank you. Cool. Okay. So Oregon staying number 1, Ohio State staying number 2, Texas staying number 3, Penn State staying number 4, Indiana staying number 5. I think those are all pretty straightforward. I don't think there's nothing to argue, death threats, nothing like that. Notre Dame moving up to 6, Alabama number 7, Miami number 8, Ole Miss number 9, Georgia number 10. Yeah, because Matt was talking about, or Matty Light was talking about Boise State being in the top 10. The SEC is already fucking, at least their fan base is complaining that there's not enough SEC teams getting playoff opportunities. Who are you looking at as Boise State that's going to honestly go in there and make a run against some of these teams that are above them ranked? And I mean, if you're looking at their strength of schedule and all that good stuff, I don't think it's a tragedy to put them at 12. I think if you're a Boise State fan, you're taking that and you're pretty damn happy with it. Even with you being 9-1, and then the top 3 schools above you are 8-2, and then Alabama's also 8-2. But look at who they play. SMU moving up, they're 13 behind Boise State. I like the horse on horse action. BYU dropping down 8 spots after their loss to Kansas. Honestly, I don't think. Well, actually, I can't say that. If Kansas was a little more consistent with the teams they played,
Yeah.
100% could be ranked.
Oh, 100%.
But they just aren't getting the job done where they need to get it done. BYU 14, we just talked about that. Texas Tech being 15, Colorado 16, Clemson, South Carolina.
A&M, not Texas Tech.
Excuse me. Sorry, Texas A&M. I need to actually read it instead of looking at the logos. Even though it literally says A&M. Yeah.
With a T in the middle, not
Yeah.
2 T's.
Yeah. But yeah, we're looking at unranked Arizona State, Iowa State, Missouri.
Arizona State's in there.
I know, but I'm saying like they were previously unranked.
Sucked, yeah.
UNLV and Illinois.
UNLV has been in and out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's same thing with Illinois.
Yeah.
They've been in and out. Missouri kind of in the same boat of like stuff of that nature. No, honestly, I kind of like the standings. Matt, so when you're looking at this, who do you think who do you think Boise State should be ranked above in the top 10? Like, who do you think they should have their spot of?
Who was the loss to Georgia Tech?
Georgia, not Georgia Tech. Miami lost to Georgia Tech.
Miami did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Miami did drop down significantly.
Yeah, but I mean that was last week. And they were 9 last week. Now they're 8 again.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to take a look at it. I think it's.
I was speaking out of my ass.
No, I don't think that.
I
don't think it's speaking out of your ass. I think you're. It was just more like passion. Like, this team is 9-1.
Yeah, and the only team they lost against was Oregon,
number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like And even then, I thought they kept it semi-close before we move on
I
to
don't know.
37-34.
So yeah,
Yeah. So they
3-point
kept it
game.
close. And it's just like,
Like I said a few minutes ago, we're
Yeah.
European. I think if you're a Boise State fan, you're happy to be where you're
yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you're one of those people that are just looking and seeing what Boise State is doing, you're like, how are they only 12?
And then as soon as you
Yeah.
click and you just do like 2 seconds of like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Which I fall underneath those people.
it's fine.
I want to look at a quick for the college football playoffs. I thought
Is there a bracket button?
CFP and
Do they all say playoff projector?
okay. So this is currently
Or predictor number. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, this is
They haven't come up
this
with.
is for you to pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have
that's
like the brackets set
yeah.
yet.
I thought they had like a preliminary bracket though of like what it's looking like right now.
They kind of do, but
Oh, college football playoff rankings.
yeah.
And then here's the AP poll.
So you just want to
Yeah.
see because I mean, like if you're looking at it, some of the SEC schools are getting chopped out to make room because the champion of each division, I
Yeah.
believe, is getting a spot in.
Yeah. Of the Power 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is Big 12,
But
Big 10, SEC, and ACC.
yeah, but Army's getting in, which a lot of people are like,
Yeah.
but
If they win out this whole season, I 100% agree with that.
yeah. The problem is they have to go versus Notre Dame this week.
And like
So
that's
winning
gonna
out is not exactly super bright in their
No,
future.
it's
Yeah.
not. But I'm holding out
Now,
hope.
what I would say, I would be devastated if they take their first L and they just completely get just obliterated
Yeah.
from the top 25. They're like,
Yeah.
and bye.
Yeah.
I would feel bad.
I think Army would drop down to like 25.
I hope not. I don't even want them to drop 20.
Me neither.
But
It's either 25 or out.
Unless they get absolutely just
Dog
donkeys.
walk.
Yeah. All right.
Now for the NFL, and we'll quickly glance over our picks just because we need to get into next week's before this has already kind of started. Which
But we already know where we're going with that.
So for last week we both picked
The Commanders.
Oh yeah, we both picked the Commanders.
Yep.
Which 26-18 did not see it being that much of a difference. We both picked Packers.
Correct. Yep.
And we both picked Lions over the Jags, which 52-6.
Dude,
it set a record for like biggest blowout. I'm fairly certain.
And if we have more time, I'll tell you the Lions scored on every possession.
Yeah,
every possession they had, it was either touchdown or field goal, except for the very end one where they took the knee in the end of the game. Every time they had the ball, they scored.
Yeah.
If you
David Montgomery had me 24 points.
If you didn't have, dude, on my fantasy alone, I could have beat the guy who I was going versus. I can't remember who it was, and I think it was Diddy. Draft him.
Yeah.
And if I only had 2 of my players.
Yeah.
Because Jared Goff did 34, and then there's somebody else who did 34. Joe Mixon did 34. If I just had those 2 on my roster, I would have beat him. Because he only scored 60 points. Because he's one of those guys that doesn't look, which I'm not mad about because a win's a win. But yeah, if you didn't have anybody on your fantasy that's a Lion, that sucks.
Yeah. We both picked Vikings over Titans.
Easy.
We both picked Dolphins over Raiders.
Easy.
I think we both picked Rams.
Yep.
And then this one I think was a split.
We picked the Browns.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Browns lost.
Yep. I thought it'd be a little bit closer.
Me too. But the Saints finally playing a little bit to somewhat of their potential. I say somewhat with air quotes. I did it too low for you guys.
Yeah.
Colts against Jets, which is Jets kept it competitive.
We picked the Colts.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for Anthony Richardson to go out and have a really good game.
20 for 30, 272 with 1 TD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good game. Like I wish I could have seen one more touchdown out of him.
How much longer until you're like, hey, this Aaron Rodgers thing? It's not working
One
out.
more Aaron Rodgers super friend. I tried to say it with the straightest face possible.
Jimmy Graham. We need to get not Jimmy Graham. Who's that tight
Randall
end?
Cobb.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah,
Was Jimmy Graham a fucking
I
Packer?
don't think so. No, Jimmy Graham was Saints.
Yeah, I know he's a Saint, but I thought he was a Packer.
I don't think he
too.
ever played for
Who
the
was
Packers.
their tight end that was pretty?
You can look up Aaron Rodgers super friends.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Did we split on the Steelers-Ravens game?
We did, yeah.
Okay,
Which,
so
I mean, I'm not.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steelers ended up beating the Ravens 18-16. Chris Boswell is a GOAT.
He did play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham was.
He was?
a Packer. He was. Oh, so very very short time. It was 2018 to 2019. I don't know why I thought.
He was there longer.
Yeah, but I was correct. Yes, and he was also a Saint. Correct.
Broncos beat the Falcons 38-6.
Which we both had the Broncos.
Yep. And then did we split on the Seahawks?
No, we both picked the 49ers.
Oh yeah, we were
and-
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late touchdown by Gino. He ran it in, and that's what sealed it with only like 14 seconds left or something
Damn.
like that. Yeah, it was a really close competitive game. That's the thing I really like about the NFC West right now. Like,
It's really wide open.
it's so like it's literally like those guys.
1 week the Cardinals will be on top. Next week it'll be the Rams. Yeah.
You ever see those like people in cross country like they're all friends and they're just running together?
Yeah.
It's like we're just having a good time, even though they're not friends. Like
Yeah. They all play for the same, or they all run for the same team in cross country, and they're all like, "All right, I need this for my ranking, dog," and they're like, "Well, I need this for my ranking," and they're on the last 2 mile stretch, and they're like,
you just start sprinting.
Yeah. Chiefs finally fucking lost, and
Well,
I
it's the
think
first
we
time-
both called
the
the
both
Bills.
Yeah.
And you were gonna say,
The only thing, so this is the first team that they played that I'm like, okay, finally a fucking worthy opponent, and like the fucking dude, the fucking Chiefs are just crying.
yeah,
Did you see that Curtis Samuel touchdown? I mean,
at the end of the game,
yes,
and I was just like, all right, you take that
yes.
one play that went
Yeah.
negative for the Bills and compare it to all the other no calls that the
Yeah.
Chiefs have had this
like
season.
stop it.
It's literally been multiple no calls through 10 weeks. You can live with 1 week of a no call going not
after
your
going
way.
9-0.
Yeah.
You're fine.
This
is the game we split on. I had the Chargers,
and I had the Bengals.
That defense, like it's gonna be into my thing about this upcoming week.
Yep.
Poor Joe Burrow. I mean, the guy. I mean, what he throw?
Joe Burrow is leading the league in passing.
Yeah,
and like he's the only
TDs
quarterback to have over 350 plus yards of passing and 3+ TDs.
Yeah,
who have a losing record.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean. That defense is fucking abysmal.
There was one
Cam
meme.
Taylor Britt, former Husker, just having a terrible season right now.
There was one meme we missed, and it was something that like Joe Burrow is our generation of Drew Brees.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, we're like a great quarterback, mediocre team.
Yeah,
great records, but yet it's just like they can't win.
The thing that sucks, man, is like I love Joe Burrow. I don't want him to leave Cincinnati.
Me neither.
I love seeing him.
I think seeing him in that uniform is iconic.
I think he's great for that city.
I think we might see him move towards the end of his career, but I want to see him play at least 10 years at Cincinnati.
10 years, Christ! Dude,
as long as he doesn't,
that O line ain't gonna give him 10 years.
That's the only thing. It's just like that O line's not gonna give him 10 years.
Yeah.
But like that's my pipe dream for the Bengals. Is that like
he's fun as hell to watch. I mean, I would see Jamar Chase leaving.
I do.
T. Higgins
I think
leaving.
I think his weapons is gonna be a revolving door. He's always gonna have good weapons.
Yeah.
But like it's always gonna be a rookie that everybody's like, oh, are the Bengals gonna be good? And they're like, oh, they're great.
And then it's like, well, they would be good if they could take care of da 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 da.
Yeah.
But they keep drafting a quarterback in the 3rd round.
Yeah. And then the Texans beat the Cowboys.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah, who would have thunk? And then the Giants, Cards, Bucks, and Panthers were on bye. And then before we get into next week's, we kind of forgot to skip a segment. Fantasy.
Oh well, so with those, we win 10-4. We both win 10-4 because we only had the 2 splits that we both split on.
What week are we on?
We are on week 12.
Okay.
Matt Light pushed past. He broke 100 wins this season.
I'm at 108
So
at week 10.
So
I've been consistent with
week 11.
Yeah.
You broke it at week 11.
Yeah.
So well, so
Yeah.
pretty good.
For fantasy last week, I took my first L. And so like we had talked about it too. Why I kept Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be more of a shootout between the Steelers and the Ravens.
I think
just from previous games in the past with the Steelers and Ravens and how they normally play, that's why I kept them in.
I think I said in the episode last week, it wasn't going to be a shootout though. I just knew
You
that.
did.
Yeah. If anything, I mean, hey, here's the thing: Steelers won without scoring a touchdown. Chris Boswell, whoever has you have,
I have Chris Boswell.
How many points he get you?
24.
Yeah. That's insane.
Chris Boswell and David Montgomery kept me in that fucking matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And literally in my game in fantasy, if I had switched any player from my bench minus Darnell Mooney, would have scored. Like would have won just off of that because
the thing
McConkey had 15.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson had 10.
So you had Sam Darnold as your backup QB. How many points did he score?
23-64.
Oh, opposed to Lamar, who had
1588.
Yeah, I would have 100% told you to. If you would have asked me as I would have told you put Sam Darnold in.
So for me, I'm thinking long game.
And I think I even told you last week. I was like, "Hey, man, I would take out at least one of the two of them. I would have probably left Derek, but I would have taken
Derek
out Lamar.
scored less.
Well, that I was saying, like, I would have thought, like, at that moment, let Derek and then
But also when I woke up Sunday morning, I was gone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he draft him? Beat G-Man's team 88-81. That was almost an upset. Almost. Amara Doggan upset. OJ was framed 100.94. Run the Jewels 121-60.
Finally. Finally.
2 Girls 1 Cup lost to I'm a Kiss You Kids Brady 144-68, which I think 2 Girls 1 Cup is just done, and we've been saying this for weeks. Coming for You beat Patrick and Mahomes, which Patrick and Mahomes had a chance at one point.
So here's the thing, dude.
This is his highest scoring game all season.
I 100% think because what is his name? God, what is it? Steal Her Virginity? No, that's your old team.
Yeah,
oh,
that's my team. Yeah.
What is his? I don't. OJ was framed.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes. I think someone else is running their accounts.
Really?
I 100% think so.
100%.
I 100%. Every year I played with OJ Frame. Never did waiver wires. Never dropped and picked it. This year, he has been.
Do you think his roommates are?
I 100% think so. Either that or someone else that he like. And here's the thing: he would always talk about like, oh, my work. I couldn't get in there and like switch it out, which he 100% could. So unless he's now making a more conscious effort, even though he just got a girlfriend this year, so you think that would play into it of being a little bit more like, oh, I got much more on my plate. Like look at
2 Girls 1 Cup.
2 Girls 1 Cup.
Was winning,
and then just like
got a girl, and now longer.
So
he's kept Stephon Diggs in his lineup for the last 4 weeks while he's been on IR.
Yeah, he's out for the season. He could drop him. I 100% think somebody else is on those guys' accounts, which like cool.
Yeah.
But I'm also sitting there like,
so when we do our video for the Super Bowl, is that going to be a question?
Definitely. If either one of them are in it, which I doubt.
They
Patrick
could.
and Mahomes. In the championship?
No, I'm not saying in the championship, but be down here.
Oh, sure. They could be here for it, but like, if we're just because I thought we were just doing coaches. The championship coaches.
Championship coaches in the
I probably won't make a stink about it in the whole press conference because I have nothing to. But if OJ was framed was in the championship and we got him on a call and he was a part of the video, that would be the first question I asked. Is
there's been rumors of
like the activity from this year to last year is different. What changed? Is someone running your account would probably be how
So just to go over our ranking so far,
Yeah.
I'm still at number 1 at 10-1, which I'm at just underneath 1,400 points.
Mhm.
OJ was framed 8-3 with one just underneath 12. Did he draft him just underneath 13 at 7-4? Auto draft dream team 7-4. Coming for you 6-5. G Man's team 5-6. Two girls, one cup 5-6.
I thought we were gonna start calling him the G spot.
Oh yeah, G spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom on McKiss Kids Brady 4-7. Ahmad Rod Doggin 4-7. Patrick and Mahomes 4-7. Run the Jewels 3-8. And then
Yeah.
Epstein's Flight Log 3-8.
Hey, this week we're gonna go 4-8.
Really? You're calling it?
I
So
think so. We got another MattCast bowl.
we have another MattCast Bowl coming up. And honestly, looking like a great game so far.
Yeah.
I'm already up 4. That's because my only player out there is Chris Boswell,
Mm-hmm.
which I need him to, kick as many 50-yard field goals
I
as
know.
possible, which he's already hit one 40-yard field goal.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I'm up by 4. But even then, like in our initial prediction, it was 107 to 100.
Yeah, I
So it's
mean,
going to be a close game.
and when
way.
when we first got into it before we started doing movements, it was closer than you did some
Yeah.
moves. I don't know what you moved in.
I picked up LA Rams.
I was going to talk about that. Yeah.
So I picked up LA Rams, not
here,
for.
so let's. I want to save that because I want to talk about that in my predictions for this week.
Okay.
So let's start that. Let's clear the slate.
We have. Oh yes. Good call.
Thank you.
I might be a wee bit drunk.
No, you're good.
I've not had much to eat today.
It's okay.
I sleep in my car. At
Hey,
lunch.
we currently I think we're on a skid of Thursday night football games. I think the last 3 that we've called we've gotten wrong.
Yeah.
Which is fine because then the rest of the week we do really good.
So currently,
let's right the ship.
Yeah.
This is I don't think this is much to talk about. I think even though right now it's not looking too good, the Steelers should win versus the Browns.
Yes. And currently it's 3-7. In that game.
Of course, man, hate to see it. I got Nick Chubb on my bench because I thought with Derrick Henry not doing super well, I was like, if Derrick Henry can't do well versus the Steelers, what's
he scoring for you right now on the bench?
9
points. That's pretty good so far, honestly.
For first quarter,
Yeah.
second quarter, excuse me. That's.
But
I'm looking at
so my thinking is like he does well in the first quarter and then they come out second half.
Just shut him
Yeah,
down.
because like I saw that one clip, I didn't send it into our memes, but there's one. It's like Derrick Henry's second or third rush of the game. T.J. Watt came off the blocks and leveled Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
and also forced Derrick, not the other dude, the rookie outside linebacker that we have.
Oh yeah.
Forced Derrick Henry's
the white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forced Derrick Henry's first fumble since like for years.
Yeah.
I want to say 230 some odd snaps or something like that.
I should have thought this is it's a quick, it's not a lot of time between their last game and this game.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have thought about that more. The Steelers' defense is probably a little tired.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. I expect the Steelers to win.
Mhm.
If the Browns win, I don't think it's a blowout. I can see the Steelers, well, not right now, winning by a blowout, but like I thought that they would have potentially beaten them by a blowout. If not, it's going to be close AFC ball.
Yeah.
But before this, when I was looking at my notes when I was in the sauna today, I was making notes of the game because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I definitely had it that like if the Steelers won, it's a blowout. If the Browns win, it's a close game.
Yeah. And I want to lean towards regular AFC North game, where it's going to be a rough and tough game throughout the whole game. And I think that's what I'm going to be saying for every single Steelers matchup, minus KC.
Hey, Aaron, can you get whatever? Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, I think this is where we right the ship though on Thursday Night Football.
We better.
I'm gonna go Vikings over Bears.
Me too. I'm gonna steal this from Bustin' with the Boys. Sorry, big fan of them. Shout out.
They're a great podcast.
They're talking about Caleb Williams, and they're talking about this LA kid, painted nails. How do you think he's gonna handle this sudden Midwestern winter that we're getting into.
Oh,
Yeah. I think this is where you're gonna see the downfall of the Bears.
Yeah.
If it's not in an indoor stadium, like they're playing inside Soldier Field, I don't
Yeah. And Soldier Field is known for being a rough stadium to play in. That
in
and
the
Lambeau,
cold.
yeah.
I mean that and Lambeau,
Yeah.
fucking, and then I think Lambeau is actually covered in snow right
Yeah.
now. Vikings is indoors and Detroit's
Yeah.
indoors. I don't know
But
how much
they're
longer.
currently playing. They're going to be playing in Soldier Field,
So
so
it's gonna be outside.
yeah,
I think that's gonna affect Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was what UCS,
yeah, USC, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I already picked Lions for you
I
over the
think you,
Colts.
yeah. Good man.
I want to go Dolphins over Patriots.
You know, I like that pick because I think the Dolphins are like, oh shit, like we got Tua back.
Yeah.
If we want to make it into the playoffs, we got to start going now.
Yes. That's my thing into it, and I'm also sitting here like
I kind of like
the
Drake
Dolphin.
May.
I do too, and it's like
doing he kept it close with the Rams.
yes. And I was looking at I was looking at it. I'm like, well, you were talking through your stuff with
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I was listening, I was doing my
No, yeah,
multitasking,
yeah.
and I'm just like, I think the Dolphins are on a hot streak right now,
Mhm.
and they're in it to win it because they've been in that position before, and they know what this means for their franchise.
Yeah, the thing is that it's kind of driving me crazy. I'm not seeing the electric offense that was last year where Tyreek's getting 2-3 touchdowns. I think honestly for you, brought Stevenson. I think he's going to get in there and score.
I put
Like
Ramondre Stevenson on my team, like starting. Yeah,
I know that. I
yeah.
know that's what I'm saying. For like
Over Tony Pollard, I looked at the
yeah,
rushing. Yeah, and I saw how
I think
Houston's rushing.
Stevenson's gonna have a pretty
Yeah,
good game. Honestly, I want Patriots. I think Patriots over
you're
Dolphins.
gonna think Patriots?
I'm gonna pick Patriots over the Dolphins, even though I'm probably, I'm trying to get a little bit more bold here in this part of the year
Yeah.
to try to potentially try and make a comeback. If here's the thing, I'm already down by a pretty big margin. It's one of those things I need to start making bold picks to like try to crawl my way back. If I
Yeah.
start losing, it's like then
Yeah, then you're just gonna match
and
whatever.
then
yeah,
it's just like, hey man, I lost.
Yeah.
I lost. I wouldn't take it, but
Bucks over Giants, even though
they benched.
the veto is coming out.
I know. Here's the
And
thing,
Drew Lock is. It was one of the memes we also skipped too. Drew Lock is sitting there like, I came into this team thinking I was gonna be number 2,
mm,
and it's just like, all of a sudden, they benched Daniel Jones,
put
and
in Tommy DeVito.
then they put in Tommy DeVito, and I'm
I
like,
think because he has a big fan response.
I
He's
think
a
so too.
Really big fan
Fuck, who are they
response.
playing?
The Bucks.
Yeah.
Who honestly kind of sizzling out, man. Which I get it. You lose a whole bunch of your wide receiver core,
Yeah.
your explosive offense. I mean, now
And
you
all you have is your linebacker and your running back,
you have
or not your tight
Irvin
end. Yeah.
Irvin Bucky, and
Well, I think not this week,
Otten.
but next week, Mike Evans is coming back.
Oh, I thought he was out for the season.
No, that's
Oh.
Chris Godwin who's out for the
I
season.
know he was
yeah.
out for the season. Yeah, I thought they both had some.
No, so Chris Godwin's just a hamstring.
You mean Mike
Or
Evans?
yeah, Mike Evans. Chris Godwin is ribs or MCL or some shit like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey, good for Mike
So
Evans.
like, I'm thinking
that guy should be a Hall of Famer, but he just has not had a really lot of great teams or
Other
a lot
than
of great quarterbacks.
Tom Brady.
Other than Tom Brady,
Yeah.
he has
Which
not
Tom Brady made Ike Evans
Mike, yeah.
Mike Evans
I
look
like Ike
phenomenal.
Evans,
yeah. And like, I had Mike Evans when he had Tom Brady as a
Yeah.
quarterback on my fantasy.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I've picked Mike Evans 3 seasons in a row, except for this year.
Hmm.
I think it was just because he got picked up.
Early, yeah. Before he had the
Yeah.
Commanders over Cowboys.
Same here.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah. Sell the team, Jerry.
Dude, I'm too drunk to be typing right now. I was sitting there trying to remember how to spell Commanders, and I almost went CA. Chiefs over Panthers.
Yeah. As much as I would love to say Panthers,
dude, if like
Andy Dalton comes in.
Andy Dalton, Red Ryder,
Bryce
Young, he's back in.
I thought so. I thought he'd been in for the last couple weeks.
They got Chubba Hubbard though. I mean, that's the one.
Well, they got that and Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Thielen's been in and out of injury.
Dizzy?
Because I've been looking at picking him up, and every single time it's just like IR, back in, injured, or something like that. I'm just like, yeah. Titans, Texans. I'm gonna go Texans.
I'm also gonna go Texans.
Other than last week, though, the Texans have not given me a lot of hope.
Yeah, same. Like I'm kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
they're winning, but it's one of those things. And here's the thing too: they lost Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna go Broncos. I don't even know who
Okay.
they're playing, but
The
yeah.
Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, Drew Lock, or
Bo
not Drew,
Nix.
Bo Nix,
Yeah.
starting to make a conversation for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. All right. So who's the greatest Bo of all time? Bo Nix or Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. I just.
Unless if Bo Nix comes out and has like
or
Hall of Fame
or Bo
career,
Jangles.
Bo Jackson.
You don't like Bojangles?
No,
Have
Bo
you ever had
Jackson.
it?
Bojangles?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
gonna
heard great
go-
things about Bojangles though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I go back to North Carolina, I'm gonna get some again.
I want to try Bojangles just because I've heard. So
Yeah.
I missed it when I was in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I didn't know about it.
So here's the thing: as someone that lived where I was living for a long time,
Yeah.
you know, I never, ever, ever went to Waffle House.
Really?
Never. That's why I was actually mad when you guys went in Arizona.
Dude, how
'Cause
did
I
you not
left.
go to Waffle House?
It was just one of those things, man. Like it just like I know my parents weren't a huge fan of it, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things. That's like, oh, we're gonna go to IHOP, we're gonna go
Yeah.
to not Denny's, we're gonna go to Big Cracker Barrel
Yeah.
family.
I love Cracker Barrel though.
And that's the thing.
I-
If you're gonna look at me with a family time, you gotta take me
Yeah.
to Cracker
Waffle
Barrel.
House is definitely a place when you're drunk.
And that's this thing. When I
Yeah.
was living in those areas, I was not at the age
Yeah.
that I could acceptably get drunk in public.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So like, yeah.
in North Carolina boys trip, that's gonna be on the docket.
Yes. Definitely 100%.
Yeah.
I want to see
Hey,
some ratchet ass fight happen in the back of a Waffle House again. Like that shit's phenomenal. I love watching it.
even if it's our two drunk friends.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, buddy. Go get it. Go get your toy.
49ers Packers.
I'm honestly leaning Packers.
Same here.
49ers have not been playing to the potential.
But Debo's kind of been back in and Jawan Jennings has played when he needed to.
Dude, but like that's the thing. How many fucking Pro Bowlers do you need
Yeah.
to be a successful football team?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when they had Debo and Brock Purdy, or excuse me, Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle,
Mhm.
and they didn't have CMC, they're still losing
Yeah.
games. Brandon Ayuk is out for the year.
Yeah.
You know, I get that. CMC comes back. George Kittle, I believe, is on.
George Kittle's back in.
Is he back?
Yeah. He sat out last week just to rest the injury. He's been like in and out of being injured. Yeah.
It's one of those things that I think with the amount of talent that they have, and I get it, they probably want to play CMC a little slower, having the injury that he just came off of.
Which Achilles?
Both feet.
Both Achilles?
Both feet having tendonitis, and I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
But the thing is too is, I mean, you have Debo, you have Jawan Jennings, who did pretty good, but like after that first game, he's nothing. So,
well, he did good last week. He had like 25, 26 points on fantasy.
Yeah, but like other than that, like
he's needed to perform when he needed to perform. Is what I'm leaning towards.
But here's the thing: like, we're not even talking about fantasy. Like, who gives a fuck about fantasy? You still watch the game.
Yeah, I'm just like I take those fantasy points and I also like put it into like the stats.
Yeah, but if you look at a coach and you're like, "Well, coach, you got me 25 points in fantasy."
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that, but I'm just like just looking at the trends of fantasy points and also looking at the stats of the actual players themselves.
Yeah,
he's showing up when he needs to. Yeah,
but they're not winning games.
Exactly.
So
they only have one person showing up.
Yeah, and
with a little bit of supplement.
That's what I'm saying is like how many Brock Purdy super friends do you need to
exactly? Yeah.
Even with that defense, I mean, you have you have you don't have Trent Williams in there. Who the fuck is goddamn who's out?
Joey Bosa.
No,
Nick Bosa.
No,
because Nick Bosa's out or something like that, or whoever it is. It's Nick Bosa.
Yeah, Joey Bosa's on the Chargers.
Nick Bosa's injured, or at least he was last week.
Oh, damn, what is that guy's fucking name? It's the lineman that's like, is it Trent Williams?
Trent Williams is the only Pro Bowler on that offensive line.
Then that's the one thing. Yeah,
Okay.
Trent Williams, and then Fred Warner.
Yeah.
Like you have a bunch of fucking good people. They're just not putting it together.
Yeah. So
So
you've
Packers.
convinced me, Packers.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, Packers. You convinced me, but I'm also not going to sit here and be surprised
Mhm.
if it's a close game
Yeah,
and 49ers
sure,
win.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now where are they playing?
in Lambeau. So,
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's used to the cold ish.
How much of? But here's the thing: like when you're looking at the rest of their team, that is seasoned and being in San Francisco,
Yeah.
nice, and it's George Kittle, and it's 87 degrees out.
George Kittle played at Iowa.
How long ago? When did he play? When was the last time he played in Iowa?
Probably 5-6 years ago.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like,
At least he understands what's going to be
yeah,
expected.
okay, sure,
Yeah,
okay, maybe bad example,
Yeah.
but other people.
you're right.
Cardinals over Seahawks.
Yes. The Cards have started to play. I don't know what they did to fucking Kyler Murray. Like
Locked in.
they disconnected his Call of Duty account. Yeah,
Tragic. Black Ops just came out and he's undefeated
Yeah.
since Black Ops came out.
there's just like it ruined our predictions of like, oh, new Call of
Yeah.
Duty came out. Kyler Murray's playing like shit.
James Conner's been playing great. A name that I don't think is getting appreciated enough,
Yeah,
but Buda Baker is just flying
Yeah.
around. I think that guy's a candidate for Defensive
Yeah.
Player of the Year. And I mean, you got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
in there. And I mean,
Candidate bottom 3 or 4
he's an honorable mention
in the rookie.
of the year.
Who do you have
but-
over like other than Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels?
And I mean, those are the two guys.
Okay, so then next is after that is Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's what I'm saying. Like our honorable mention. Like,
Yeah.
hey, shout out to the guy, but
He's at least making a stand. He's been wishy washy though.
which Marvin
Harrison Jr.
I don't think he's wishy washy. I think it's just like, hey, you're new in the NFL. Like there's a lot of growing pains. He was out. What
He missed a couple
game,
weeks.
2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anywho,
I'm gonna go Rams over Eagles.
I am too. So one of the things I want to talk about is I think the defenses that you have and that we both have. We both
Yeah.
have LA's defense, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think the Rams defense is going to do very well.
So, and I looked at that, and I was just like,
I think Jared Verse is rookie defensive of the year
Yeah.
candidate, 100% getting in there and getting. I mean, you're looking at Jalen Hurts right now doing a really good job of
Yes.
protecting the ball. I think the Rams are going to turn the ball, or they're going to
Yeah.
have them turn the ball.
and the Rams
over.
have been on a hot streak these last couple weeks.
Yeah, they've won 4 of their last 5.
Yeah,
And
and their defense is definitely held out.
100%.
Yes.
The defense. I mean, you got Jared Verse, who is just tearing it up right now.
Yeah.
And then they have like another rookie defensive lineman whose name I can't think of right now. He's the white guy. I'm sorry. This has been beer the whole time.
Yeah,
And he was a rookie that we picked up, and him, and then you got Kobe Turner. I think they're gonna get in there. I think the one area that I'm kind of worried about, because when we played the Bears, DeAndre Swift was kind of cutting us up, but he's been kind of doing that to other teams.
Yeah.
But that's the only kind of big team or the one team that we played that had a big running game.
yeah,
But I mean, even with Achane and the Dolphins, he wasn't that.
Yeah.
He wasn't like dropping 200 yards on us in
Yeah.
a game all purpose. But with Saquon, I'm a little nervous
yeah.
about.
I'm nervous about Saquon
Mm-hmm.
just because he's been showing up and showing out
Yeah.
these last few games, and I've
But I
counted the Eagles
think-
out. But like, I looked at everything, and also the other reason why I picked the Rams is that like, I don't want to say it's a lock, but I'm saying I'm probably going to end up in the playoffs in fantasy.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And I looked at
it would be hard for you not to be.
Yeah, I looked at who the Rams are playing week
Uh-huh.
14,
Mhm.
which is probably one of my. I don't want to shit on you, but like,
Mhm.
did he draft him?
Mhm.
Is a week that I need to have all my scoring players because Lamar and Derrick Henry are out that week on a bye
Yeah.
week.
So why is that shitting on me?
Well, it's just like, I see him as more of a competition compared to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I mean, I'm 3-8.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's just like you have good players, And you've been showing up these last couple of weeks with Tyreek being back and
The
everything
game.
like that. Yeah.
This is your trap game. I'm gonna let you know
Yes.
now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, and it's why, like,
But it's not one of those things that like I'm not gonna make a run for the playoffs. I'm definitely gonna make people go like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, there's a chance I'm out of the playoffs if I lose to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it starts with my team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you take care of business versus my team, then you should be.
Well,
pretty
then I
much...
have Epstein's flight log next or something like that. I have a weaker team next week, and then I have Diddy draft him, and then another weak team going, and then the playoffs.
Yeah, but did you draft him? He hasn't been touching his stuff.
Yeah, no, Diddy draft him has.
I just played him and I beat the shit out of him.
No,
He only scored
you
60
played
points.
Epstein's flight log.
Wait,
Epstein's flight log.
which one's Ryan?
Epstein's flight log.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I got those two mixed
I'm
up.
talking about the one person we. Yeah.
Sorry.
Diddy draft him as the one with Saquon and Jalen Hurts.
Okay, sorry. As my mistake.
Yeah.
I sorry. I'm
and I have to go
now.
against Jalen Hurts and Saquon
without
on the
Derrick
week
Henry
and Lamar Jackson.
yes. Okay.
So I need all the scoring players I can possibly get.
Mhm.
And I'm guaranteeing you, I'm either seeing him or OJ was framed in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing. So the one thing that I'm also because you put it in the memes. Check out our memes live stream before we do. There's that rookie Eagle who has been locking down wide receivers.
Yes.
Here's the thing. With our wide receiver core right now, so
you have too many wide receivers.
He's either locking down Puka Nakua or he's locking down Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you also got the exciting whites. You got Dijon and you got Blankenship.
Yep.
You know, like those are two white guys who are tearing it up in
And
the backfield
Blankenship
right now.
Yeah.
So, the Eagles defense, I don't want to put too much discredit on them.
Yeah. But I was looking at who's available on defense in between I had Arizona and Seattle.
Mhm.
And I was also looking at other defenses. For week 14 and week 16,
Mm-hmm.
they have the easiest.
Who the Rams play there in that?
Let me just
click on them. Just click on them.
Well, I'm already here. So
okay. This should be quicker.
So we're week 14.
Mhm.
They have Buffalo. So
Whoa.
I didn't say no, sorry. I was not week 14. I was looking at playoffs.
It's like, wait a minute.
Sorry, I'm speaking on my ass. I meant the playoffs, week 16 and 17. They have the New York Jets and Arizona.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. When I need them in the playoffs, those are two teams that I see them playing very well against on defense.
The Jets,
Yes.
The
Arizona's
Cardinals,
wishy-washy.
Because, I mean, we lost to them earlier in the year.
Yes.
Granted, we were injured a lot.
Yeah.
But
and so I'm saying, like, they got a lot of their players back.
Yeah.
And LA has 80 points on defense. The Rams have 80 points on defense.
The
in
thing
fantasy.
is, when we played the Cardinals, dude, they beat the fuck out of us.
Yes.
Especially Marvin Harrison Jr.
But I'm sitting here thinking, like, they did that early in the season.
McVay should do a good job of bouncing back.
And that's my logic behind that is, like, I need them to show up in the playoffs when I need all my players scoring. And, like, I'm sitting here nervous about my wide receiver core. Because, like, it is the weakest link of my team.
McConkey.
Jaden Reed, who's wishy-washy. He's either scoring 30 points
really
a game.
Good for you at the beginning when Jordan Love was there.
Yeah.
And then he got injured. Kind of
he's been wishy-washy.
And then since then it's been
Yeah. And then I have Tillman and Quentin Johnson, which Quentin Johnson has been starting to pop off along with McConkey.
So that blends me in, good segue, into Monday Night Football. You have the Harbaugh battle.
Yes.
I'm picking the Chargers over the Ravens.
Yes.
I think what the Chargers Harbaugh is doing really well is even with Justin Herbert not getting a great, like, I don't call them a great team. They don't have a great wide receiver core.
Yeah.
Like you don't have Pro Bowlers. Those guys are not Pro Bowlers on that team. He's still showing out. And I mean, you got J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, who both played for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at it like, you fucking picked Derrick Henry over me, which I mean anybody would. But you're definitely thinking like, I want to get get my shit back. You
Yeah.
know? And I think that defense, I think Khalil, like they didn't have Khalil Mack they didn't have Khalil Mack fucking last game. And let me see how many points they still scored. For me, that is. Because I have the defense. I have their defense. And I've been rocking with their defense. Their defense has been fucking killing it for me. Oh, okay. All right. Excuse me. They only had 3 points for me. But if I can click on their shit.
So I like the pick over Chargers over Ravens. I want to say the Ravens are still like they got that loss last week against Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come out for revenge this week.
Yeah, sure. They're going to want to win, obviously.
So that's why I'm going with Ravens, and I don't disagree with you on your pick for the Chargers.
Yeah.
But like, I just think the Ravens are going to be like, all right, cool. We just lost the number 1 spot in the AFC North.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they kind of came into that game like, hey, I mean, it's still early enough in the season that they're like, we can lose this game, and it's going to be a tough game, you know, as long as we play well.
Yeah. So currently going in the halftime, for anybody that's still watching, the Browns are up 10-3 over the Steelers, which is not looking good for my Steelers. But I'm also sitting there like,
it's only, you know,
Russ is 11 for 13 with 147 yards, and then
so he's making passes.
Yeah,
they're just,
and then
they're just trying to run with
Alvin Austin the third is 1 for 46. So like he's the highest receiving player in the game so far.
Either a deep ball or it was a lot of yards after catch.
But yeah, I'm still sticking with my Steelers, which probably after this.
Oh, I'm not gonna change.
After this, I'm just gonna set the video to record so I can edit the first 17 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But then after that, I'm gonna probably post it. Yeah.
There's not much to say. Yeah. The only other notes we had was Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I don't really want to talk about it. It's already
all it was is just like,
I'm not surprised.
It's a 6-year-old man against a 27-year-old.
Yeah, a guy in his prime versus someone that's way past his
Which
prime.
I'm sitting there like, all right, Jake Paul.
I don't want to get into it, honestly.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. Next week is going to be a little bit later on Saturday because we're going to have our special guest episode. Unless if I need to edit stuff, which I'm hoping I don't have to, but I'll have that Sunday off to do it. So
the only thing that you might need to edit in is because I know he's talking about bringing in some like different. Because I mean, if you follow his Instagram, I don't know the handle off, but it's in the description.
Chesler Customs or Chesler_Customs.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He has like a big deal that he just made with, I believe, the Huskers basketball team and their coaching staff.
Yep. Which I'm going to try and sneak my way to join with him.
Yeah.
I'm really going to ask, like, hey, can I show up? And I will wear an Iowa State shirt and ask Fred Hoiberg to sign it.
Yeah.
100%.
But that's going to be a big project for him. I mean, he's done shoes for Russell Westbrook. He's done it for Dominic and Sue.
Bronny Jr.
The last, maybe not the last fight, but Terry Crawford wore his custom
shoes on his walkout
when he was fighting.
When he was fighting? I knew he wore some for his walkout too.
Yeah, he was wearing them in the fight.
Oh damn!
They don't change shoes for the walkout.
They don't?
No.
Okay.
In the UFC, they take off their shoes.
That's okay. That's when I'm mixing it out.
Yeah. They leave them on. Yeah.
So I think I did. Yeah.
So that, I mean, sorry. He rubbed DMs with some pretty
famous people,
athletes and stuff like that. So definitely looking forward to that guy.
Unfortunately,
I wish I could be there.
Yeah,
honestly,
I might try and swing him through.
If you want, or you're gonna have to edit that out.
149.
Yeah.
Can you write that down?
17 and 149.
Yep.
Cool.
So for the streamers, you gotta fucking.
Oh man, thanks.
But it's not gonna be public after this. So, thank you.
All right.
But welcome to thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host.
You're drunk. That's who you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joined by my co-host, Matty Heavy.
You killed how many of these?
6.
And these aren't like great beers. No
No.
offense, Hulk Hogan. If you're here with me, I would tell you like Uncle Mania's running on these beers, but
Brother.
yeah.
But yeah,
not
thank you
great.
guys for joining the MattCast podcast. And we'll catch you guys. Well, I'll always catch you guys
Next
week.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace.